Hi everybody, this is Noelle for Petitti Garden Centers, and we're here in Oakwood Village. It's early, so not a lot of people are around, but we wanted to show you all the annuals and things for mid-May. So we're almost there. We're really close to the last average frost date. It can change, but we usually look at May 15th for a safe day to plant. Again, always look at those evening temperatures and make sure that they are slowly but surely increasing. That's always a good indicator that you'll be okay planting outside, okay? So here we are, we're in the annual house. I'm gonna tell you there are tons of herbs. The herbs are ready to go over here. Mints and basil and parsley and lavenders and everything under the sun. So if you're ready to, grow some herbs out there, they're ready to go. We've got our little olive trees too, which are always really fun. As you can see, veggies are also ready to go here. We've got some ready to grow planters, little Napoli, Primo Red tomatoes, lots of different varieties here. Some are grafted at the base. Some are just ready and growing, but you can tell already a lot of bloom. So really, they don't mind this cooler weather, just can't be too cold because then you lose your blossoms on them. And check this out, look up. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can get one down. So these are the tumbler tomatoes. And they're a nice red cherry, obviously just immature green right now. But what's great about tumblers is that they are meant to have, or they have been bred to have this weeping habit to them. And so they do great in containers. You can keep them in the hanging basket. You can plant them in a larger container if you like to. And they just bloom and produce and bloom, and they kind of go through stages. So you'll see them all in bloom, and then they'll produce a lot at one time, and then you go ahead and cut back as you need to, and they will actually bloom again. And they do that all through the season. So don't stop picking, don't stop watering, don't stop feeding, and they'll really, really produce for you. We're walking down the aisle here, and we have a program called Color Your Garden. And it's actually these size pots that you see. So they're an 8-inch size, and they have all different annuals in them ready to go. You can place them out on the porch or patio, but you could also plant later on as well. And I wanted to show you this because this is the citronella geranium here. So again, with any of your aromatic herbs, to release that scent, you really do have to brush the leaves, gently, just kind of brush them, release that aroma, and oh my gosh, it smells so good, really lemony. You get a little bit of that citronella smell. And then if we keep walking this way, you'll see the sun patience. So gorgeous colors, all different, but the sun patience, of course, are just a lovely, large flowering impatient. They do not get downy mildew issues. They're fantastic in full sun and everywhere to full shade. So anywhere you plant them, they really do a very nice job. And I always talk about they bury their dead. So as they continue to grow and fill out, they sort of grow vase-shaped, but they always cover up the old flowers. So new is always growing on top of old. So they're a really cool plant. We've got zinnias, we've got petunias galore. Oh my gosh, all different colors. These actually are some mixtures of wave petunias. So again, very kind of low growing. They do a little wave and then they start to trail over. So beautiful colors in the wave series. I know that I've pointed out the cannas before. This is actually a shorter series. It's called CANNOVA cannas, and they are, if you will, a dwarf, but beautiful colors. You've got the mango, which is like a peachy color, the lemon yellow, also the pinks and the dark leaves too. So really, if you're looking for maybe a nice thriller in a container, and the cannas do really enjoy sunny areas. They like it moist to dry actually with the soil, but boy, they make a really nice thriller out there. And once they get going and blooming, really good hummingbird attractant as well. Alstroemeria, these are some of Taylor's favorites here. We call these a poor man's orchid. So actually, once they start blooming and growing, you can cut these stems and they last in a vase for a good week to 2 weeks, sometimes even longer. They just tend to hold their flower and look gorgeous. So you've got all different colors, pinks and purples, a yellow and orange bicolor. So they're just starting to really flush out. And they do great as an annual. I'll tell you, if you plant them in a slightly protected area, a little bit more sun, maybe get a little bit more heat from the house. Let's say you have a brick on the outside of the house that retains more heat. Sometimes these will winter over, believe it or not. Coming on the gerberas. We love the gerberas. They're so happy. Beautiful little daisy, again, great cut flower. I will tell you with gerbera daisies, they grow best in eastern exposure, morning sun, evening shade. If you put them in too much sun, they tend to dry out pretty quickly and they're not so happy. So do make sure that you're getting them sun, but early in the day is always really good. Then we're moving into the shade. I love these guys too. If you've never seen these before, these are flowering maples. And this is one of the topiaries here that we have, but I'll tell you, this is one of the best flowering house plants if you have a bright sunny area indoors, but outdoors during the summer, they are fantastic growers and bloomers. So try the flowering maple, they're fun. We have begonias in our shade area for Color Your Garden, and you can see all of these beautiful Riger begonias, the reds, the yellows, kind of the tropical orangey pink colors. What's great about Riger begonias is they can take quite a bit of shade. They also can transition into the indoors as houseplants too. So you can grow them in and out. Obviously, begonias do like it outdoors when we get warmer. So again, that mid-May point is when you can really take them outside. And begonias love getting deadheaded. So if you like to maintain your flowers and get out there and deadhead and trim and so forth, begonias love that. So keep them watered, keep them fertilized, and keep on deadheading, and they'll reward you with more blooms. We're back in the sun area, and actually we're near our quart-size pots that are perfect for planting container gardens. And you'll see at Petitti's, we usually have signs that have like a filler plant, so you can fill in your pots, or maybe a spiller plant. So those are going to be your trailing plants to kind of pour over the sides, if you will. So look for the signs if you're looking for different kinds of container gardening plants. And again, just remember, one thriller, start with one spiller, and then go ahead and fill in with your fillers. I love this Calibrachoa. I know we've shown you tons of different Calibrachoa, but this is such a pretty, vibrant color. This is Super Belle's Double Ruby, and look at that beautiful double red flower. It's almost like a deep scarlet. It has a touch of burgundy to it, but it's so pretty. It's really vibrant this morning, looks beautiful. All the Calibrachoas, I mean, again, for your color and variety of colors, you just can't beat them. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they really are best in containers. They grow best in container gardens, hanging baskets, or patio containers. They don't do as well in ground or in the soil in the landscape. Okay, so keep that in mind. And cooler right now, they're doing great. So I know I've mentioned those before for everybody watching. We've got a ton of spillers over here. I love the licorice vine. Yes, it can be a little bit aggressive in containers, but boy, this texture, you know, again, the foliage, the fuzzy foliage, silvery color, it just really holds up, especially if you have hot, drier containers. It works really nicely, and also very deer resistant, of course, because of that fuzz on the foliage. So something to really plant, and they can go actually in full sun to about part shade. They can grow in shade. You just start to lose that silvery cast on the foliage. So we've got a ton of sweet potato vines. I want to show you the newer one. Look at this. This cut leaf is called Medusa. It is a proven winner, and the newer foliage has kind of a purpley bronze coloring to it, but you can kind of see how cut leaf it is. Looks like kind of a finger leaf, if you will. And boy, they do grow and fill out. Right now, you know, they're in a nice little mound, but they are going to start trailing over the sides, looking great. You know, going to be a great spiller for really full sun to part shade. This is one of my favorite colors for super petunias. This is Blue Skies. Look at that beautiful kind of baby blue periwinkle color. Really, really gorgeous. Would look great with yellows, pastels, all of those. But again, your super petunia family is self-cleaning, will continue to grow and bloom. You usually get about 36 inches of trailing branches on these plants. So they are vigorous. They'll grow really well for you in containers or in the garden. No problem whatsoever, but beautiful color. I love that. We found the geraniums, and always a beautiful classic, gorgeous, gorgeous color, foliage. These are actually the zonal geraniums. So zonal geraniums are produced from a cutting. They are a larger foliage geranium, larger flowering geranium. If you ever see seed geraniums, which we also grow, those are grown from seed, and they do have a shorter stature. They're a little bit more compact in habit, smaller leaves, smaller flowers. They're a great geranium, don't get me wrong. It's really personal preference between the two. They both do very, very well in those hot, sunny areas. So always a good staple out in the garden or in the containers. So, but we wanted to show you, we love this new, and we've shown you honey bells before, but this is a beautiful bicolor calibrachoa. And if you plant it along with this really pretty violet geranium, I think that would make a beautiful little combo. You've got your thriller filler and you've got a spiller. Make it nice and easy. Maybe throw some Medusa in there, the sweet potato vine. I think that would be really cute. Okay, let's walk this way. We wanted to show you all of the coleus that we have. And coleus, when you come to Petitti's, we have coleus in shade sections of the annual department, but we also have coleus in sun sections of the annual department. The reason being is the coleus that's in the sunny sections is really sun or shade. It's very versatile. Many of these newer coleus are going to be able to grow anywhere you place them, even indoors, believe it or not. So again, I'm going to show you some of these coleus and you'll see, but oh my gosh, this is wicked hot. This is a proven winner coleus. It looks small now, but I'm telling you, this coleus gets to be, 24 inches tall, really, really full and fluffy and gorgeous. So if you love that sort of burgundy and orange color, combines really, really well with the yellows and the oranges and the salmons. It's a fantastic coleus, and again, can grow in sun or shade. Let's see, what other one do we want? I always have to take a look and see. Oh, El Brighto. So this is El Brighto, beautiful kind of maroon to red, beautiful sort of lime green edges on it, scalloped edges. Again, another really, really pretty coleus. As it grows through the season, will get taller, about 20 inches, I'd say, and the reds and the yellows really develop on this plant. So again, all of these new coleus, you just can't go wrong with them, and they always make great fillers, thrillers as well, some of the taller varieties, and they just look gorgeous with just about anything. You can go with, they can go with begonias, in the shade. They can go with geraniums in the sun. They really just do a great job for us. They're workhorses out there. Over here, I wanted to show you all the beautiful osteospermum. Sometimes they're called African daisies, but you cannot beat the color range with these daisies. There's purple, there's white, there's like a rust orange, lavenders, beautiful peachy color. But as always with osteos, look at that central eye. So they have these beautiful kind of purpley blue central eyes. Again, with the daisy family, you're always going to attract pollinators because they're part of that family. I will have to say osteos, they used to be kind of a cool weather plant. They've all been bred to keep on blooming and growing throughout the season. But I'll tell you, just like the Gerbera daisies, eastern exposure, so morning sun, evening shade is really great for them. If you have them out in a hotter exposure, it's okay, they'll keep on going, but they need to be a little bit more moist, if you will, and keep on feeding them so they keep growing. And the other key is they are not self-cleaning, so you want to keep on deadheading, remove that spent flower, go down the stem until it hits a branch and remove it, okay? So I'm going to show you that whole thing. So make sure that you are deadheading. They'll keep on budding and blooming, no problem, but they look so much nicer when you deadhead. So I wanted to show you some great cool season flowers, and you're probably really familiar with them, but the snapdragons, they really do come out a little bit earlier than some of the other annuals, and they do actually like cooler temperatures, appreciate the cooler temperatures, so they do really, really nicely. This is the Speedy Sonnet series. There's all different colors, beautiful primrose yellows, this gorgeous tropical peachy color, which is called bronze, believe it or not. So needless to say, I wanted to show you this plant, the beautiful upright stems. Oh, I'll grab one that's blooming, maybe. Beautiful upright stems. And then I wanted to show you the Dracaena Colorama. So this is a spike, a tricolor spike, as you can tell, but look at these two together. They would be absolutely gorgeous. Underplant them with some kind of fluffy fillers or some trailing plant spillers. And oh my gosh, I love that combo right away. Might have to take it home today. We've transitioned out into the perennial department at Oakwood Village, and Stella always does a beautiful job just decorating her runways with all beautiful color and combinations. And so we wanted to show you this beautiful blue and sort of salmony, peachy combo. So this is Nepeta or catmint. This one's called Persian blue, beautiful, very small foliage, very tight flowering on this one. Beautiful periwinkle blue color. And then look at this lupin. This is Salmon Star. It does have quite a bit of peach coloration in it, and then also yellow on the inside of the flowers. Both gorgeous. They will do very well as a combination, planting in full sun. So that's where you want them. Well-drained soil, especially for the lupine, okay? But they will look gorgeous for you together. I love that combo. It's so pretty. And then just behind us, this is actually a purple loosestrife, gooseneck, and it's actually called BEAUJOLAIS, and it is really kind of very unique with this gray, kind of grayish greenish foliage, but these beautiful gooseneck type flowers. So as they bloom and fill out, they will kind of bend like the gooseneck. Now with loosestrife, you do need to be aware that they will stay in their spot for maybe a few years in the garden, and then they do start to creep and travel. So do be aware that this loosestrife is not the seed active loosestrife that you see out there, the purple loosestrife that is an invasive species. This one is well behaved, other than you will start to see it kind of move and travel in the garden. So you can dig and you can move it other places or give it away. So just be aware. But it's coupled with Midnight Rose, which we love this coral bell. We've shown you this one so many times before, I feel. But Midnight Rose has that beautiful, like dark, really, really dark plum purple with bright magenta pink or rosy pink splotches on it. It's so pretty. Really nice, just sturdy coral bell out there. So we love that combo. Just really looks very cool together. And then behind us, we've got, May is really the time for meadow sage. I mean, all of the meadow sage varieties come and start to bloom. And so we have Evening Attire back here. Beautiful long stems, probably about 24 inches tall, but beautiful dark kind of navy blue, has a touch of purple to it, but larger flowers on this meadow sage, so that they really do, they're very showy. And then it's combined with our Camelot foxglove, and foxglove is just starting to push and bloom. There's lots of different colors, usually in the lavender range, yellows, peaches, and pinks. So you'll see that with Camelot. Beautiful pink one down below. This is Moulin Rouge. Oh, well, same series. So this is called Fashionista salvia, meadow sage, but this is Moulin Rouge down below. This is a beautiful kind of lavender pink color on it. Gorgeous together. Okay, and as we walk this way, we've got a few more lupin and, you know, again, more sages. It's the time for meadow sage. And again, remember, your meadow sages are awesome for full sun areas, drier areas, deer resistant plants, because again, they're in the sage family, so they're very aromatic. They are just tolerant of dry soils, hotter areas. Once established, again, you always want to get them established that first year, and then after that, they really are wonderful. They come in whites, purples, blues, pinks, typically. You don't see those other colors with the perennial meadow sages that you do in annuals, but these guys are just such easy growers for you. And they look awesome with just about everything. So you see Marcus. Marcus is one of our shorter purpley blue sages. And then look at it with, oh my gosh, again, Camelot mix. You can't go wrong. Beautiful, beautiful color range with the foxglove. This would be a great deer resistant, you know, combination planting. This can go in full sun to about part shade. The foxglove do take a little bit more shade, but gorgeous, just gorgeous. We're out in the nursery and we just spotted some carts coming in of lilacs, and they're kind of in very stages of bloom, but oh my gosh, we have to show you these. So first I wanted to show you Lavender Lady, beautiful Hyacinthiflora, earlier blooming lilac, very tall. We'll just get as tall as some of the common lilacs, so about 12 foot, 15 foot typically. But look at the flower panicles on these, and they are so fragrant. They smell so wonderful. But big flowers on the Hyacinthiflora types of lilac. So again, early bloomers, big, big flowers and panicles, okay? And then over here, we have the Bloomerang. And this is a repeat blooming lilac. So what you want to do is you want to let it, and look at the panicles here. You can tell the panicles are a little bit smaller, flowers are a little bit smaller. They still have a great scent to them. They are a little bit later blooming than your Hyacinthiflora. But I'm going to tell you, beautiful profuse color and blooming on these. I like the foliage. The foliage is a little bit smaller, if you will, more petite. The habit's more petite on your that's hard to say, it's a tongue twister. Bloomerang lilacs too. So this is dark purple. There is a pink available as well. Angela loves the dark purple. So you can tell the difference between that kind of dark burgundy violet bud, and then when it does open up, it has more of a lavender purple coloring to it. So again, these guys can get, 5 to 6 foot full and round. They grow a little bit different. They're more bushy. Your Hyacinthiflora lilacs and also your common lilacs, they grow more upright and oval. So just keep that in mind when you're planting. And then cool combo down below. If you throw in, this is your Big Bang Spirea from Proven Winners. Beautiful early spring coloration. You have everything from chartreuse green to yellow, golden yellow, to these new tips. They're so pretty with that kind of russet red. And talk about combining the yellow colors with the purple colors of the lilacs. That's a double thumbs up from me. Okay, let me show you a couple more lilacs here in the carts. We have, this is Miss Kim. This is a very common Korean lilac. You can tell she's later blooming. She's just budded up, really hasn't even started opening yet. So if you're looking for a lilac that blooms a little bit later, again, has a very compact habit to it, I would say about 4 foot to 5 foot tall typically. Again, grows a little bit more rounded than your classic lilac, but again, just beautiful. When she opens up, again, very, very fragrant, very perfumey. And then this one is SENTARA. And let me show you, or I say it SENTARA Pura. Like Lavender Lady, it is an early blooming lilac, a Hyacinthiflora, and it has these beautiful big florets, big showy panicles. And again, kind of going on its way out here, blooming wise, but I'm gonna tell you, wonderful fragrance, absolutely gorgeous. Kind of a light lavender to blue. You get a little bit more blue tone with this one. Again, taller habit, okay, so it's not a little plant, but beautiful green foliage. And this one is actually has a little bit better mildew resistance to it too. So keep this in mind if you're looking for lilacs, because I'm gonna tell you, they all smell wonderful right now. Okay, enjoy.